The Spanish Mastiff or Mastin Español is a breed of dog from Spain, originally bred to be a guard dog, and whose specialized purpose is to be a livestock guardian dog protecting flocks and herds from wolves and other predators. The Spanish Mastiff is one of the largest dog breeds. Despite their impressive size, the animals are quite agile. Their strength, attention and swift reaction admire and command respect. No less impressive traits of Mastiffs are courage and colossal self-confidence. The Spaniard does not spend long time on barking and a warning roar. In his interests, a nimble attack of the enemy, be it a man or a relative. Most of the time the Mastiff wins, so he is the perfect candidate for the role of the guard. However, if you are in need of a loyal and gentle companion, don't write off these dogs either. Highlights. The Spanish Mastiff needs a just and responsible leader to channel his potential in the right direction. A prerequisite for keeping is early socialization, otherwise the animal will grow up aggressive and unsociable. Representatives of the breed are phlegmatic and calm creatures. It is extremely difficult to bring them out of peace of mind. Mastiffs are tolerant of strangers and animals, but in case of the slightest aggression, they will show what they are capable of. These dogs do not compete for the territory and attention of the owner, therefore they get along with their relatives and cats without problems. Spanish Molossians make excellent babysitters for children. Fun and active games are guaranteed. Hunting and sentry instincts are the main cause of concern for Mastiffs at night. Representatives of the breed are very attached to the house, so they rarely run away from their territory. Spanish is not a suitable breed for beginners. History of the Spanish Mastiff breed. The past of the Spanish Molossians is rooted in transcendental antiquity. The first literary mention of the breed dates back to the second half of the 4th century BC. It was Virgil's didactic poem Georgica, a colorful story about cattle breeding, agriculture and viticulture of that time. There are versions that Mastiffs appeared much earlier. Long before the Romans invaded the Iberian Peninsula. One theory connects dogs with Phoenician merchants, the second with nomads from Asia. The Spaniards have an external resemblance to the Tibetan Mastiffs, Caucasian and Sharplanan sheepdogs, which suggests that these breeds have a common ancestor. The first Spanish Mastiffs were more modest in size, but they were enough to protect livestock during the drives. So the representatives of the breed became hardworking shepherds. They were appreciated for their professional qualities: poise, courage and independence. The latter was extremely important since at night the dogs were left without a master's escort and single-handedly played the role of a watchman. If necessary, the Spaniards could protect livestock from attacks by wild animals. Wild boars, wolves and even bears. During the drive, the Mastiffs led the herd for several days, perfectly doing without food and not allowing themselves to attack their wards. Basically, the Spanish breed was used for grazing sheep. The dog was assigned to a flock of 1,000 heads. Mastiffs were subjected to strict selection, evaluating not only their working qualities, but also their external characteristics. First of all, pastoralists paid attention to the size of the head and the depth of the body of the animal. For a long time, the Spaniards played the role of purely working dogs and did not attract the attention of canine organizations. The first registration of representatives of the breed took place at the beginning of the 20th century. The lucky one was a peebled male named Machaco, a participant in an international dog show in Madrid. At the same time, active urbanization has led to a decrease in pastoralists and, as a consequence, the number of Mastiffs. The existence of the breed was negatively affected by the Spanish Civil War and the subsequent crisis. The breed was preserved thanks to the shepherds who continued to keep the sheep. It was they who provided the dogs for further selection. The first standard appeared in 1946 through the efforts of the breeder Luis del Portillo. He traveled extensively in the province of Leon in search of the largest breeding specimens. 20 years later, another breeder, Amador Alejandro, began to work on the development of the breed. His pets became the progenitors of the modern lines of the Spaniards: El Pinatara, Sacaris Pieto, Hermino Toscana and Manolo Martinita. The final breed standard appeared in the 1970s, but the official recognition of the Mastiff took place only in 1982. At the same time, breeder Carlos Olas developed a new dog breeding program. Today there are about 10 official kennels where you can get a faithful friend of the Spanish Mastiff breed. Appearance of the Spanish Mastiff. Spaniards refer to Molossian breeds. Majestic and powerful animals maintain their dignity in all situations. Spanish Mastiffs deserve the title of Hercules in the canine world. The breed standard determines the growth of animals. For males from 77 centimeters, for bitches from 72 centimeters. Sexual dimorphism is traced. Males look stronger and stronger than females. In addition, they are more attentive and observant. Body weight varies between 70 to 120 kilograms. Color. The color of the Spanish Mastiff is not strictly regulated. Solid sable, wolf, black, red, yellow and fawn colors are preferred. All possible combinations of them, as well as markings in the form of spots or white collar, are acceptable. The character of the Spanish Mastiff. Representatives of the breed inherited a restrained temperament from distant ancestors. These dogs are independent and self-confident. The Spaniards are not burdened with a load of nervousness and cowardice. On the contrary, the courage and dedication of animals deserve sincere respect. The Mastiff will rush to attack even an opponent who surpasses him in size, and even more so when it comes to protecting the family. Despite his boundless loyalty, the Spanish Mastiff does not recognize the owner in a soft and indecisive person. The animal needs an unconditional leader and partner, otherwise training and correct education of the pet is impossible. If you are a novice dog breeder, look at more loyal breeds. Pug, Poodle, Golden Retriever or Russian Toy Terrier. Spanish Molossians are not the best option for beginners. Mastiffs subtly feel the mood of others. The representative of the breed does not impose his own society, calmly refers to the forced loneliness, but always meets the owner with joyful barking and wagging of the tail. The dog does not mind the company of guests. However, feeling the atmosphere heating up in the room, the Spaniard will show increased attention to strangers and, if necessary, will defend the owner. In the family circle, Mastiffs seem to turn into huge plush toys. They love to accept caress, respond to it with joyful grunts, lie in someone's legs and see dog dreams. Dogs have especially reverent feelings in relation to those whom they consider weaker than themselves. Children or the elderly. By the way, families with children can hope for four-legged help from a pet. Mastiff behaves like a nanny in relation to small family members, taking care of them and participating in games. If friends come to your child, do not leave the dog alone with a cheerful company. The Spanish Mastiff may regard screaming and vigorous activity as a threat and will enter into the role of a protector. Given the size and weight of the body, this show of strength could end in disaster for the participants in the conflict. Representatives of the breed do not like to compete because they consider it beneath their dignity, so they get along well with other animals. The exception is decorative rodents and birds. In this case, the greatest threat is not the dog's instincts, but its impressive size. Do not leave small pets alone with a huge animal. The Spanish Mastiff can involuntarily harm them. Mastiff owners note. Dogs remain puppies in the shower until the age of 4. This means that you have to learn how to amuse the fluffy child with walks in the fresh air and new toys. A bored animal is a real threat. Returning home, you will literally discover ruins. In an attempt to entertain itself, the dog will easily turn the sofa over or gnaw the leg of the desk. It should be noted that at night the instincts of Mastiffs are sharpened, so dogs can behave restlessly, especially in the absence of the owner. Among the positive qualities of the breed include loyalty to the house. The Spaniards will not dig, undermine and break the fence, wanting to go outside the entrusted territory, thanks to which the Mastiffs do well without a leash. Education and training. Spanish Mastiffs need early socialization, but continue to form psychologically until the age of 3. From the first month of life, you need to clearly prioritize. In an impromptu pack, the role of alpha is assigned to you. If the animal considers the authority of the owner insufficient, it will have to forget about fruitful upbringing. The Spaniard will ignore any warning or command from you. Together with an obedient pet, you will have a 70 kilograms problem for the next 10 years. In raising a Mastiff, it is important to be calm and consistent. The animal does not perceive shouts and threats in its address. Since the breed has historically developed a rather ferocious disposition, it is necessary to abandon unfair punishments and cruelty to the dog. Otherwise, the dog will harbor a grudge and will not become your loyal friend. Socialization is also influenced by the dog's day in society, both human and four-legged. Walk with the Mastiff often, surrounded by other people and animals. So your pet will understand that the world belongs not only to him and will not show aggression. For the same purpose, it is necessary to change the walking route so that each time the Spanish Mastiff explores a new area and does not feel like the ruler of the world. When it comes to training, these dogs are interested in learning new commands. Encouragement is an important element. A Mastiff will be more willing to demonstrate his skills if you reward him with a treat or gentle stroking. Feeling like the training of the Spanish Mastiff is getting out of hand? Consult a professional dog handler. Under their guidance, the dog will go through a course of basic commands, and you will receive useful advice on the further education of the pet. Care and maintenance. Taking care of the Spanish Mastiff is difficult. The dense hair of the animal needs regular brushing no more than 3 times a week. A metal brush or wooden comb with sparse teeth is ideal for these purposes. During the seasonal molting period, you will need a slicker or furminator. Experienced dog owners make the procedure easier by slightly moistening the Spaniard's coat with water and conditioner diluted in it, then the hairs are less likely to get tangled and combed out without unnecessary trouble. From time to time, tangles form on the ears, neck and hind legs of the Mastiff. To remove them, you can use a special spray or collar cutter. In advanced cases, go to the hairdresser, where they cut your dogs. It is not recommended to trim the coat at home. Spanish Mastiffs do not need regular bathing. If your pet doesn't get dirty while walking, limit yourself to a bath day once every 3 months. Abuse of water procedures threatens with hypertrophy of the animal's skin glands and the appearance of a characteristic doggy smell. Alternatively, dry shampoo is suitable, which visually refreshes the dog's coat. The product is carefully combed out after rubbing into the undercoat. It is recommended to shorten the nails at least once a month. From the tools you will need a nail clipper for large breeds of dogs and a nail file to help polish sharp edges. To facilitate the procedure, you can hold your pet's paws in warm water, this will soften the claws. In the cold season, it is worth getting nourishing oil to lubricate the pads. Don't forget about caring for the Mastiff's mouth. A dog's teeth need your attention twice a week. To remove soft plaque, use an old brush or a special finger attachment. Insufficient hygiene leads to the formation of tartar, which requires specialist intervention. For prevention, include solid food in the diet of the Spaniard and please him with new toys rodents. The eyes and ears of the dog are blotted with a soft, lint-free cloth. A special lotion or chamomile decoction can be used as an aid. Ensure that there are no drafts until the animal is completely dry. Proper nutrition is the key to the good health of the Spanish Mastiff. Owners of this breed of dogs choose natural food or premium dry food. Regularly combining both options is fraught with problems with the digestive system. In the first months of life, the diet should be based on foods high in calcium. This will strengthen the joints, which are more stressed with age. The pet's bowl should be filled with clean water, bottled or infused for 6 to 8 hours. Health of the Spanish Mastiff. Despite strong immunity and endurance, representatives of the breed are susceptible to certain diseases, dysplasia of the hip joints, volvulus of the stomach or intestines, adenoma of the 3rd century, twist of the century, gonarthrosis, cataract, eczema. Do not forget about timely vaccination, the key to the longevity of your pet. In addition, regular processing of the animal from external and internal parasites is required. How to choose a puppy. The Spanish Mastiff is a difficult breed, so don't miss the first puppy that comes along, especially at an attractive price. Choosing a new friend must be approached wisely. Fluffy babies must be up to 3 months old before being adopted into a family. At this age, the physical and mental health of animals is considered quite strong. When meeting with Spanish Mastiffs, you need to pay attention to the conditions of detention. The ideal option is a clean and draft-free enclosure. Those wishing to purchase a puppy with an excellent pedigree can ask the breeder to provide all the necessary information, including information about the parents. The appearance of the Mastiff is no less important. Strong bones, thick hair, healthy skin and mucous membranes, eyes and nose without pathological secretions. The kid should be playful and curious, not hide or run away from an outstretched hand. Moderate fatness is required. Thinness is a sure sign that the puppy is unwell. Rely on your intuition, it will tell you which Spaniard will strike up the most reverent friendship. How much is the Spanish Mastiff? Those wishing to acquire a fluffy friend of the Spanish Mastiff breed will have to fork out. The minimum price is $500. Heirs with well-known relatives cost 5 times more, about $3,000. The best place to buy a Spanish Mastiff is in a certified nursery. Poultry animals cannot boast excellent genetics and excellent health.